I am making this video to celebrate getting over 100 subscribers. I'd like to thank all of you who have came, saw what I saw, heard what I read, subscribed. To thank you, I will be reading from a database of forbidden and ancient creatures, or sometimes not so ancient. The exact creature we'll be reading from is known as SCP-049. I will begin reading. SCP-049. Object Class Lucid. Special Containment Procedure. SCP-049 is to be contained within a standard, secure human containment cell in Research Sector 02 at Site-19. SCP-049 must be sedated before any attempts to transport it. During transportation, SCP-049 must be secured within a Class 3 humanoid measurement harness, including a locking collar and extension restraints, and monitored by no fewer than 2 armed guards. While SCP-049 is generally cooperative with most Foundation personnel, outbursts or sudden changes in behavior is to be met with elevated force. Under no circumstances should any personnel come into direct contact with SCP-049 during these outbursts. In the event SCP-049 becomes aggressive, the application of lavender has been shown to produce a calming effect on the entity. Once calmed, SCP-049 generally becomes compliant and willing to return to containment with little resistance. In order to facilitate ongoing containment of SCP-049, the entity is to be provided with the corpse of a recently deceased animal, typically a bovine or larger mammal, once every 2 weeks for study. Corpses that have become instances of SCP-049-2 are to be removed from SCP-049's containment cell and incinerated. SCP-049 is no longer permitted to interact with human subjects, and requests for human subjects are to be denied. Temporary Containment Procedure Update. See Adamantum 049.2. Per Containment Committee Order 049.S19.17.1, SCP-049 is no longer permitted to interact directly with any members of the Foundation staff, nor is it to be provided with any additional corpses to be used in its surgeries. This order shall persist indefinitely, until such a time a consensus regarding its ongoing containment of SCP-049 can be reached. Description: SCP-049 is a humanoid entity, roughly 1.9 meters high, which bears the appearance of a medieval plague doctor. While SCP-049 appears to be wearing thick robes and ceramic mask indicative of that profession, the garments instead seem to have grown out of SCP-049's body over time and are nearly indistinguishable from whatever form is beneath them. X-rays indicate that despite this, SCP-049 does have an humanoid skeleton structure beneath its outer layers. SCP-049 is capable of speech in a variety of languages, though tends to prefer English or medieval French. While SCP-049 is generally cordial and cooperative with Foundation staff, it can become especially irritated or at times outright aggressive if it feels as in the presence of what it calls the pestilence. Although the exact nature of this pestilence is currently unknown to the Foundation, researchers, it does seem to be an issue of immense concern to SCP-049. SCP-049 will become hostile with individuals it sees as being affected by the pestilence, often having to be restrained should it encounter such. If left unchecked, SCP-049 will generally attempt to kill any such individuals. SCP-049 is capable of causing all biological functions of an organism to cease through direct skin contact. How this occurs is unknown, and autopsies of SCP-049's victims have invariably been inconclusive. SCP-049 has expressed frustration or remorse after these killings, indicated that it has done little to kill the pestilence. They will usually seek to perform a crude surgery on the corpse using the implements contained within a black doctor's bag it carries on its person at all times. While these surgeries are not always successful, they often result in the creation of instances of SCP-049-2. SCP-049-2 instances are reanimated corpses that have been operated on by SCP-049. These instances do not seem to retain any of their prior memories or mental functions, having only basic motor skills and response mechanisms. While these instances are generally inactive, moving very little in generally ambulatory fashion, they can become extremely aggressive if provoked, or if directed to by SCP-049. SCP-049-2 instances express active biological functions, though these are vastly different from currently understood human physiology. Despite these alterations, SCP-049 often remarks that the subject has been cured. Addendum 049-1 Discovery. SCP-049 was discovered during the investigation of a series of unknown disappearances in the town of Montalban in South France. During a raid on a local home, investigators found several instances of SCP-049-2, as well as SCP-049. While law enforcement personnel engaged the hostile SCP-049-2 instances, SCP-049 was noted as watching the engagement and taking notes in its journal. After all of the instances of SCP-049-2 were dispatched, SCP-049 willingly entered Foundation custody. This story was suggested by a few members of my Discord. If you wish to make such suggestions or wish to join my Discord, find that in the description below. My original plan for the 100 sub special didn't quite come to fruition due to allowance of freedom of time, so I'll push that one off to a later subscription goal. Thank you for everyone who watched, and thank you very much for all the subscriptions, all the likes, and all the comments. You've all been quite lovely. Thank you so much. Goodbye.